Let me at him!
Well, there it is. Hello, welcome to another map review. This one is Dalaran, and it is sent in by Bojan P. Frisky viewer. Map description for this is Dalaran, question mark, so you haven't quite decided on that, or you're just being a troll. Suggested players are 4 versus 4, or 2 versus 2 versus 2 versus 2, or 3 for all. Let's have a look at it in a moment to see whether that is accurate. The author is, of course, a Dreadlord. This is a very nice looking map for what a Dreadlord would typically create. I'd expect something from the Deadlands, but never mind. Dalaran is one of the greatest cities in the land. Whoever controls it has great power. Well, there it is. Very brief description there. So this is the middle of the map, as you can see. A couple of marketplaces already, a couple of goblin laboratories. We're looking into some serious power. And let's scroll out and see the whole grand scheme. Oh, this is the laggy part. But we're getting there. That's a lot of bridges. It looks quite funny when you scroll all the way out. Okay, so your player 1 position is up here. Player 2 here. Player 3 over here. Player 4. Player 5, player 6, player 7. Oh, that's player 6. Player 7, player 8, player 9. Whatever. 9 players, be 8 players. Anyway, so let's have a look from Red's position, which is up at the top right. It's pretty sparse on trees. That's the first point I would make. You've got, I don't know, 135. It's not too bad, but I feel like the tree should be a bit more bulky, like here. And here, like a bit more further out, in my opinion. I was to just say more like that kind of thing. That way the player actually can put a lumber mill here and get a decent chunk of trees rather than just only a few scraps. So, if a player doesn't spawn or is not in the game, if it's a 2 versus 2, there's always going to be this case. So you don't need these creeps here anyway, but I would suggest just putting them there just in case a player wanted to do a 1 versus 1. Whatever, the weird circumstance that they do, it's there. You've got a powerful creep camp here, looks like level 17, not super powerful, but that's pretty reasonable. Level 5 charged item is quite high, but at least it's a charged item. I'd say a level 5 permanent item is way too much. Yeah, that's pretty damn powerful, I would say, any of those items, but you can get away with that. If not, knock it down to level 4 permanent item, that sort of thing. Over here, you've got a nice passive little green camp, but it's kind of annoying because there's a couple of mud golems, so you're committing to getting slowed if you do take this on. Level 1 permanent item from a 400 health creep is okay. It's not too bad. You've got to actually go out of your way to kill this creep camp to earn that. It's not particularly easy. And down here, we've got a much easier one, level 1 charged item. Is there even such a thing as level 1 charged item? I don't think there is. Nope. So you'd have to knock that up to level 2. It's easy to think there is a level 1 charged item, otherwise what's the point of having like level 1? But trust me, level 2 is the minimum it starts from. That's replenishment, sentry wards, wand of illusion, and lightning shield. So yeah, that needs to be level 2. Otherwise they're actually not going to drop anything, these creeps. So yeah, if you're just going to creep these for the sake of it then from that point of view. They're only level 4, easy enough to creep, and you can get some skeletons out of them. You've got a very easy accessible gold mine. Your militia could easily pop over and reach these if you're a human, and otherwise other races wouldn't have too much of a difficult time. I am a little bit curious that if you did build out here as a Night Elf player, say for example you put your Ancient of War here to creep this camp, it would probably aggro these guys. There's no... actually, you might be able to get away with it. That's pretty far away. I think you could probably get away with that. But if not, just put your Ancient of War here, creep that, and then whack it down. That's fine. But you probably wouldn't bother doing it. You'd actually probably do a tougher creep camp. But it's harder to get your Ancient of War here and creep this camp. But it's doable. Anyway, coming over to this expansion point, you can see a level 6 rock golem with a couple of bandits. Level 3 permanent item. That's fine for that because it's not particularly powerful. Level 13, much more easy to access. Over here in the corner, you've got yourself a couple of green spots alongside a difficult red spot. I say difficult, it's a red spot with lots of creeps, lots of experience, so that's good. Level 2 charged item from that fella, and a level 1 power item, so the creeps are 9 in total. That's perfectly fine. Over down here we've got 2 enraged elementals. I'm not sure why they're so angry. They should be quite passive as water, but never mind. Level 8 in total for this creep camp, and each one drops a level 2 charged item, the one on the left and the level 1 on the right. Level 1 power up item, that's perfectly fine. Good. And over here, moving on to the more difficult creep camp, yeah, level 6. Level 2 power up item, permanent item and power up item. But he's got 1000 health, bear that in mind. And does this guy drop something? Oh my goodness, level 6 power up item. Okay, yeah, that's okay. That is very powerful. What is that? That's on a high scale. That is. Yeah, you're talking about game-breaking stuff like Staff of Silence and whatnot, but there's only 4 of them in total, and they're right at the corners of the map. So, assuming that this is 4 versus 4 or 2 versus 2 versus 2, it's not so easy to mass up on those items. But if you were that player to get these, that would be great. It kind of reminds me of the map Friends a little bit. This map, just on first glance, and how there is potentially super powerful stuff that you can get, and that's why it was always kind of fun to play, because if you did sort of power over your allies, you could get some really cool stuff and really beast it. But let's have a look. We got 30 in total in terms of item level, so yeah, that's really difficult. But that's fine, because there are lots of little creeps, so you could probably get away with doing that, and it wouldn't be too damaging to you to try and attempt to do it. Plus, you can always do it with an ally, so no big problem there. Over here, in between the 2 players, you have some camps. You've got your tavern, which is easy to access, and that's fine. You can go get your hero, go on your merry way, whichever direction you wish to go, so that's good. That's there. Mercenary camp, Dalaran, that's pretty cool. What have we got here in terms of creeps? We've got level 17 in total, and they drop level 2 power-up items and level 3 permanent item. That's perfectly fine as well. That's quite reasonable. Haven't seen the level 4 charged items, I don't think, yet. Level 1 power-up item over here. Level 2 power-up permanent item. 450 health. That's fine. Blade Master could do that, but it's going to take some damage doing it, so that's great. Level 13, that's good. So that's the same over here on this side, I assume. And then these players are identical and the same. You're going to have the same sort of deal over here. So overall, I think the camps are good. You got a couple of green camps, lots of orangey kind of camps in the middle. And if you want to branch out and do something a bit more difficult, you go towards the corner point, away from the middle. And if you really want to do some difficult stuff, you also got it accessible in the middle. So let's have a look from red points. A few coming down towards the middle. If he wants to pop over to see the next player, you can definitely do that. I'm a little concerned about militia coming here, and going here. But I think that's acceptable. Your only fix for that would to simply have the bridge be like here instead of here. That distance might be too short, but this distance might be perfectly fine. But that's just me nitpicking a little bit, so I wouldn't worry about that too much. I think if you're a Night Elf player and you had to cancel something, that's not the worst case scenario, because the human player sending those free militia is going to kind of die out not too long after travelling that far anyway, so yeah, that's kind of okay. And I kind of like it. The bridge is cool, how that sort of like connects all the player islands together. So moving in towards the middle, you've got a fountain of health. I assume there's going to be 2 fountain of health at least, maybe 4 in this case. You've got lots of enraged elementals, so, and a more difficult one here, I think. No, they're all the same. Level 3, level 12 in total. Well, 3 lots of 4. And he's going to drop a level 3 permanent item. Pretty easy to do, to be honest, this creep camp. Not too difficult, and you're getting yourself a fountain of... I would make it a little bit more difficult. I'd knock that up to level 18, personally. Also, having a fountain of mana might be a bit much. Yeah, you've got 4 fountains of health and 4 fountains of mana. You need to do something about that. I kind of like how this looks, but at the same time, because of your fountain of health and mana issues, I would... Well, anyway, let's have a look at the creeps that are guarding them, first of all. So, yeah, we've got level 4 charged item, there you go. But it's from a level 8 wizard, which is kind of low for this, but since it's only level 16 in total, that's kind of okay. But that wizard isn't the easiest to kill, but he can be killed, so I'm okay with that to some degree. The only other excuse is to just put a slightly more powerful item on him and then add in some extra creeps to make this much more like a level 22 plus creep camp. Anyway, over here we've got a Goblin Laboratory that's guarded by level 20 worth of creeps. He level 4 charged permanent item. It's not too bad, but these guys, like I say, they're pretty powerful, these guys. They typically drop something stronger when they're on other maps, but they would have more creeps with them as well to sort of compensate for that. So this is interesting how this works. It's this very powerful creep that drops that item that isn't quite justified for how powerful the creep is, but there's less to kill that goes alongside it, so I'm not so sure about that. But anyway, concerning this issue here we have with the Fountain of Health, the Fountain of Mana in the middle, how there's 4 of each, which is way too much. you'd almost need to move this over here, this over here. So you'd have your laboratory here for the players. And you'd only have a fountain of mana for each fountain of mana. I'm just trying to think about this. I can't move that over there for some reason. Move, get over there. That would be that. That would be that. So you got your goblin laboratories. You'd have a fountain of health over here and a fountain of mana on these corners. Then you have your marketplaces, which are very powerful, but there's only 2 of them max on the other corners. So player 1 could access this fountain of health. These guys wouldn't get access to the fountain of health though. So the only way to really fix that, if you were to go overboard on terms of this deleting everything and destroying your beautiful map, is to have something like this. That way, that player could access this and that. What I'll probably do is have that. And obviously make the creeps a bit more powerful. The ones guarding the middle, like drakes or something like that. Something like that. So you can access this from this side, or you can still come around here and get to this. But you've obviously got to go through the middle as well to do it, so it's not super easy to do. So unless you had that. Looks a bit more bare now, doesn't it? So you'd have to add in some doodads to make up for that. But this way you've got lots of space to cover around here, lots of space to cover around here, an empty gap through there, an empty gap through there, and your marketplace in the middle. So controlling the middle would be insane. But I don't think you can have... That's your only fix, I think, at the moment for these multitude of freaking fountains. And you just have to have some other building to compensate in the middle. Or no building at all, and just have it as be a creep camp, if you see what I mean. So you've got your laboratories in the middle. You've got your powerful creep camps in the middle as well. That's a sort of little fix around, okay? The bridge is kind of pointless when you've got this access point here, but it's the safer way to go. If you want to go around here, you've got to kill the creeps. Okay? So that's how I would probably fix that point, and it makes the middle a little bit more accessible for all players concerned. And you don't go too crazy with giving everyone a freaking market fountain of health and fountain of mana. So that is Dalaran, and it looks pretty cool overall. And I could see it working very well as a 4 versus 4 map. 2 versus 2 versus 2 versus 2 is indeed an acceptable form for this map as well. I don't see a problem with that, but I would like to play this as a 4 versus 4. So... all being said, I think the items are pretty good regarding the crates. They could be a little bit more powerful in some places, a little bit weaker in others. Hopefully, if you go through the video you'll get back to what I was saying. But yeah, and your militia range is a little bit close here, but not super close. It's like minimal. The bridge would just be here otherwise, but then that ruins these creeps. So I don't think you can really do too much about that. You could, but... these creeps have to be super passive, and the bridge would just be down here for all players. But otherwise, that's fine. And that's acceptable. The double gold mines, easy to creep. Just a few more trees, you know. This looks a little bit bare in between these spots. And otherwise, it is very open, the map. You haven't got too many different pathways, apart from as you enter the middle, then it gets a little bit crazy. But if you open up the middle a little bit more, you can see it feels a little bit more accessible for players to roll around here, here. Later on, when this stuff is crept, you're not so confined by going down the bridge, down the bridge, down the bridge. You got a few more spaces and options. Okay, well hopefully you enjoyed this video. We'll try to give this one a go later on. I'm not going to save any changes I made though, so we're going to have the version which has the gigaton of Fountain of Health and Mana, and see where we go from there. Alright then, thank you very much for watching, take care, see you later. Well, there it is. Welcome to Dalaran, question mark. Playing this as a free versus free because we currently don't have enough people to fill in the spots. So you guys request these maps to be played, you've got to be here to play them, otherwise we're going to have to make do with what we got, which is a free versus free. I'm going to actively play Night Elf so I can abuse Night Elf in balance in a team game situation. Cough, Demon Hunter, cough. Mana burn, mana burn, mana burn. And then a Panda probably as well, just for overall killing anything that it comes across. Right. Let's have a look. So this map, definitely fill up, go for the expansion at some point. Alter there, although they'd be coming from the right hand side I would have thought. We spawned in a weird place because it's free versus free. Let's do this first. Let's do that there. Let's do this here. Do that there. Okay, so we're going to go some Night Elf bullshit this game. It's a gigantic map. And it's got none of those changes, so it's mass freaking Fountain of Health and all that. So again, Hippo Riders, that kind of stuff, sort of like air, is going to be pretty damn powerful just because of the ease of flight and able to basically traverse the entire area without any real punishment. Should be pretty damn strong indeed. Just got to wait until I can get my hero. Yeah, you're spawned in a weird place. Kind of. It feels that way. Because you're not there. So the positions are spawned weird. So is there anyone down here that can be killed quickly, or even there? Scout and see if there's someone in between, because if there's someone in between we can punish that obviously. That mud golem and that just slightly so close outside the base. It needs to be slightly further away. The map is huge, yet the stuff is so sort of close.
I stand ready. Say done.
Ah, there is a player there. GG, to be quite frank. Punish him. I don't even care about not getting the last hit on that. Fuck this. I thought that guy dropped the item though. It's the wrong one. Oh, that's the one that drops the level 1 charged item. But obviously there's no level 1 charged item that exists in this game. So that's pretty funny. So you don't get nothing from these creeps. They just sit there and look pretty. Okay. Got them over there. This is going to be super difficult to kill. I should have built my Agent of War closer to this. I thought it was too close to the gold mine as it was, but it turns out I was miles away. I guess I'll do this green camp over here whilst he's waddling down there. It's going to take him a while to get there. Definitely not easy to creep. Just gotta deal with that annoying slow. Keep waddling, keep waddling. You can creep most of this for me. Demon Hunter and Archer ain't gonna do much. Keep waddling, keep waddling. Did I aggro some other creeps over here? No, I thought it felt like I did there for a second. Didn't I? Let's get that expansion going. It's going to be on the wrong side of the tracks though. Talisman of Evasion. I might go Immolation then. Seems like a good enough reason to do that. See if he's gone for an expansion. If he is close to me. Maybe he isn't. I assume that this is empty. Yep. Oh, well. Yeah, not touching that. I can't really create that and get away with having that expansion as well, as tempting as it might be. Apparently I'm creeping this because I attacked move up to blue and I've pulled aggro on these, so that's unfortunate. You'll be fine there, blue. You'll be fine. I'll just creep this and then I'll come back over to you because shit. The rush is real. Is anything decent from these creep camps? Might need to be a bit more giving. Oh, there you go, Gloves of Haste. The next stage. It'll be Mass Archer Pumperage soon. How does he have so much then? Did he get fed? He's getting punished on this side, so they'll have to teleport over to help him out. And now they're getting punished on that side. I say all on perp. Deal with this. Get that cleared up. Will you stop fucking... Come on now. I thought I attacked poor aggro on the creeps there for a second. Don't run back to deal with that. You should stay where you are. Darmonian, but shit. If I pulled aggro, fucking these creeps are super aggro. Okay, I've got the 1 versus 2 going on here, so you should be okay on that side. These fucking creeps are horrible. Oh my fucking god, everything's aggroing. Jesus Christ. Alright, we know what needs to be done. Fucking nerf the shit out of these creeps. They are well and truly overboard. Losing fuckloads here because of the creeps. Look at these fuckers! Everything is aggroed somehow. How the fuck is everything aggroed? There isn't a fucking thing that hasn't aggroed somehow. Holy shit. They're broken to high hell. Well, I think we've lost this game despite being in the best possible position because of, fuck, not having a chance, basically. Got like no health on anything. Those creeps are aggroing there? What the fuck? How is everything aggroing from every single possible position that could possibly be imagined? God, I want to punish them elsewhere. I wish I was on the right hand side. Needs more nighttime. Needs more moonwells. Needs more Fountain of Health abuse. Go units. That's the Fountain of Mana as well, so fuck, I'm screwed.
Waiting on you.
Quickly.
Waiting on you.
Oh, is this the wrong tile set? I forgot to check for that.
Your move. Waiting on you. Fair enough. Waiting on you.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Work away.
It's okay. I don't like mana anyway.
Away.
Or healing.
Away. On your mark. Waiting on you.
Your building is
See how many more creeps I can pour aggro on.
Our allies' town needs help.
Away. On your mark.
God. Scroll of healing would be like a god mode right now, but there's jack shit.
Our allies' town needs help.
Back a bit. Firelord's coming over to that position. This is just too much of a fucking nightmare, this is. I can't handle this. That's gone already. This is just too one-sided. It's not even close. God fucking damn it. Give me some fair game. Oh, fuck. Not even close. I'm gonna get super depressed here in a second.
Our allies' town needs help. Our champion has fallen. Our warriors have
Okay, well at least there's one thing that's been learned from this game. Is that this map needs fucking huge fixes, way bigger than what I spotted during it. Every creep aggroes like a motherfucker. So that totally needs to be set down to sort of like nerf the shit out of their acquisition range because they are well and truly overboard, the creeps. I couldn't have a single fucking battle or move an inch without aggroing 17 different creep camps. That's pretty fucking aggravating, I gotta say. But yeah, this needs to be properly tested and stuff like that. But maybe in the next revamp or something like that. I ain't got the patience to do it now. So we'll move on to something else. But hopefully you get an idea. Yeah, this is the wrong. What's it called? You need to go to scenario, map description, then change the latest patch because I think it's currently on a different patch. But yeah, anyway, this is a poor test of it. I got to say, I apologise for that, but we did learn of quite a few things that there's huge problems with the creeps, and the map needs to be changed, and obviously make all the different changes. The middle didn't even get explored. I don't know if the map is too big. I mean, it kind of is and it kind of isn't. I'm just wondering about the distances between the bases. It seems like this large distance, but yeah, you got this middle. It feels like it's better for a 2 versus 2 versus 2 versus 2 kind of free-for-all, just simply because of how the middle works.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
So you either squish it down and you make it a 4 versus 4 dedicated map, or you keep it the same size and have it as 2 versus 2 versus 2 versus 2 only. I mean, we didn't play this as a 4 versus 4 RT, but even then it still feels like it might be too big for that. It's still doable though, still doable. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, then subscribe, like and comment. You know the deal. See you later.